So we have a question. Can you explain the balance of encouraging someone to attend church and getting plugged in without being overbearing? How do you know when to be saying something or just leave them alone and let the Lord handle it? And you could say that in terms of the gospel too, when you're sharing with family and friends.
Right.
How do you do it in a way that you are presenting the truth and you're encouraging them, but at the same time, it's not falling on deaf ears and not becoming something that is you know
Like
pushing them away even.
Yeah, or nagging them, that kind
Yeah.
of thing. You know, it kind of depends on the person. And so some people need more encouragement, obviously, and other people don't. And so it depends on the gender also. And so ladies are usually more into talking things through than a man is. And so if I was talking to a guy, I would tell him once, and I would be clear about the whole thing, and then I'd let him make his choices. And if it ever came up again, if he brought it up, something like that, or some situation came up, I'd remind him that, hey, maybe the reason that things aren't going so great for you is because you haven't been obedient to the Lord. You need to be in fellowship. And, quote Hebrews chapter 10, verse 24 and 25 to him. And that's a passage where it says that we're not to be forsaking the gathering of ourselves together, and even the more so as we see the day approaching. And so, I would just be praying about those things when I was looking I just be looking at every situation differently. Depends on the person that I'm talking to again. There's a passage that is kind of all-encompassing, where Jesus is speaking about talking to people. And he says, "Do not give what is holy to the dogs, nor cast your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn and tear you in pieces." And that's in the context of coming to somebody and saying, "Hey, can I help you with that speck in your eye?" And what Jesus is talking about there isn't necessarily that he's not just calling people dogs and pigs in that passage. What he's doing is he's using an illustration for you so that you know how to reach people. And so you don't give what is holy to the dogs. And so holy it just means set apart. And so, my dog, if he's eating steak or he's eating little brown nuggets, the kibble stuff that we give him, it doesn't matter what it is. He eats it exactly the same way. He just wolfs it down. It can be roadkill or it can be filet mignon. He wolfs it down. And so, generally speaking, I'm not going to be giving my dog something that's set apart. He's never had filet mignon. He's probably never going to get that. He gets the fat from my steak and that kind of, and he loves that and that kind of thing. But I don't give what is holy to the dogs because they don't appreciate it. And so dogs will eat, something that they dug up. Dogs will eat roadkill. Dogs will eat steak. There's just no appreciation there. And that's how dogs are supposed to be. They're dogs. And so you don't give what's holy to the dogs. I have pigs too. And so you don't take jewelry and put it on a pig. The pig's not going to appreciate the jewelry. You don't give pearls to swine. All they're going to do is they're going to chew on it. And because obviously they can't appreciate the good things that you're giving to them. And so people are in those same categories. There are times when you're talking to people and they cannot receive the things that you're trying to give them because they need a change of nature. And so if I'm sitting there talking to somebody and they don't appreciate the things that I'm sharing with them, I'm always checking myself in that, by the way, first. Am I being winsome in my presentation? Am I being concerned for them, or am I just trying to run their lives? And I can say I love people all I want to, but I can come off as somebody who just wants to be controlling. And so you have to watch out for that. I think of Everybody Loves Raymond. Raymond's mom. Totally controlling.
Marie.
Marie. You don't want to be Marie if you know the reference. And so I don't want to be that. And one of the things that you can know is that when you love people are going to know that you love them. People are going to know that you're concerned for them. And so you got to keep that in mind. And if I'm sharing with somebody and they are not receiving it, what I do for them is I start praying for them. And I keep praying for them, asking for another opportunity. When another opportunity comes up, I don't mind sharing with them again. If I'm getting the same attitude, then I continue to pray for them. And it's not that I don't talk to them, it's just that I'm not going to come up and nag them all the time. And because they're another man's servant. God's got these people, and God can take care of them. But I do want to take the opportunities to lead people to righteousness. And so it's kind of like that.